Hello friends, today we will discuss the difference between neoclassical and Keynesian economics. They are the two major schools of thought in economics that differ fundamentally in their views on markets, government interventions, and economic behavior. View on market efficiency and equilibrium. Neoclassical economics assumes markets are generally efficient and self correcting. Prices, wages, and interest rates adjust automatically to restore equilibrium in response to supply and demand. They emphasize the role of rational agents, that is, individual and firms, who optimize decisions based on perfect information, leading to efficient resource allocation. Believes in long run tendency toward full employment as market clear through price adjustment. As we know that Say's law says supply creates its own demand. Keynesian economics argues that markets can fail to self-correct, especially in the short run due to rigidities like sticky wage prices or imperfect information. Rejects the idea that supply automatically creates demand, emphasizing that insufficient aggregate demand can lead to prolonged unemployment and economic downturn. It focuses on short-run economic fluctuations and possibility of persistent disequilibrium such as during recessions or depressions. Second, role of government intervention. Neoclassical economics advocates minimal government intervention as markets are seen as capable of achieving optimal outcomes on their own. Government's role is limited to correcting market failures, for example, externalities, monopolies, and providing public goods, but interference in price mechanism or demand management is generally discouraged. Keynesian economics supports active government intervention to stabilize the economy, particularly during recessions. It advocates fiscal policy, that is, government spending and taxation, and monetary policy, that is, central bank actions to boost aggregate demand, reduce unemployment, and smooth out business cycles. For example, during a recession, Keynesian recommend increasing government spending or cutting taxes to stimulate demand. Third, assumptions about economic behavior. Neoclassical economics assume individual and firms are rational with access to full information and make decisions to maximize utility or profit. They focus on microeconomic foundations such as individual decision making and marginal analysis to explain macroeconomic outcomes. Keynesian economics recognizes that economic agents may act irrationally or face uncertainty, leading to behaviors like hoarding money during crisis. That is liquidity preference. It emphasizes aggregate variables like total output, employment, and income rather than just individual optimization. It highlights psychological factors such as consumer confidence or animal spirits that influence spending and investment. Fourth, it focuses on time horizon. Neoclassical economics primarily concerned with long-run outcomes where markets reach equilibrium and resources are fully utilized. Views on short-run fluctuations such as temporary deviations that self-correct over time. Keynesian economics focus on the short run where economies can experience persistent unemployment or inflation due to demand deficiency or other rigidities. Famously attributed to Keynes, in the long run, we are all dead, emphasizing the need to address immediate economic problems. Fifth, monetary policy and inflation. Neoclassical economics emphasizes the quantity theory of money, where changes in the money supply primarily affect prices, that is inflation, rather than output in the long run. Believes monetary policy is most effective when focused on price stability, not demand management. On the other hand, Keynesian economics views monetary policy as a tool to influence aggregate demand, especially through interest rates, but recognizes its limit. For example, liquidity traps where low rates fail to stimulate spending. acknowledges trade-offs between inflation and unemployment. For example, the Phillips curve. Though this relationship has been debated and refined over time. Sixth, policy implication. Neoclassical economics favors policies that enhance market flexibility, such as deregulation, free trade, and reducing government spending to avoid crowding out private investment. It emphasizes supply side measures like tax cuts for businesses to boost productivity and growth. On the other hand, Keynesian economics supports demand-side policies such as infrastructure spending or social programs to stimulate economic activity during downturns. It advocates counter-cyclical policies, increasing spending during recessions and reducing it during booms to stabilize economy. New classical economics, Keynesian economics. Market efficiency. Market self-corrected equilibrium. Markets can fail, leading to disequilibrium, government role, minimal intervention, active fiscal monetary policies, economic behavior, rational agents, full information, irrationality, uncertainty, psychological factors, time horizon, long-run focus. Whereas Keynesian economics, short-run focus, monetary policy focus on price stability, tool for demand management, policy focus on supply side deregulation, policy focus of short-run, supply side deregulation, tax cuts, demand side government spending stimulus, context, relevance, neoclassical economics dominated economic thought in the late 19th and 20th centuries and regained prominence in the 1980s with the policies like Reaganomics and Thatcherism, emphasizing free market. Keynesian economics, developed by James Keynes during the Great Depression, shaped post-World War II policies and remains influential in modern macroeconomic debates, particularly during crises like 2008 financial crisis or the COVID-19 pandemic. Both schools offer valuable insights, and modern economics often blends elements of both. Neo-Keynesian economics incorporates neoclassical macroeconomic foundations. The choice between them often depends on the economic context and policy goals.